start journey now. This might take a moment to figure out where to turn, and then I'll actually I'll share with you my thoughts for this session or for this live stream. There we go. Okay, I don't think I can. I might turn around. Oh, okay, yeah, just stop in the middle of the road, why not? With the door open. God. Yeah, just idiots galore, it seems today. Yeah, even she's shaking her head like, what on earth is he doing, buddy? There we go, right, let's just turn it around here. It's gonna be easier. There we go. Right, this will be just easy to turn it around. There we go. There we go. Right, now I can actually carry on my journey. And looks like I'm going to be stuck behind a learner driver at the same time. Brilliant, fantastic. It's exactly what I wanted. Right, okay, right. I can finally start doing this live stream now. The weather's absolutely miserable. I was meant to be filming today with Christian, and we weren't sure what the weather was going to be like yesterday, because the last few days have just been, well, it's been saying it's going to rain and then it just hasn't. It's just been really sunny, or it's like rained for the equivalent of about a minute. And late last night it started pouring, and then we decided, like, okay, right, well, we'll bite the bullet today. We were filming session. Do a couple of like little jobs today, and I've just dropped something off at the post office to send off because I had some more bits sell on eBay. But I thought I'm gonna go to the gym. I really want to go to the gym. I haven't been for a couple of days. My back is more or less healed now, which is great. Oh, here we go. And I'm gonna do a gym session that I haven't done in probably maybe about 4 or 5 years. Is where the title of this live stream comes into play, it being the most nervous session that I'm gonna have. Now, back before the lockdowns, I did a hell of a lot of gym training. In fact, I was actually training to enter into a bodybuilding competition, which, you know, you look at how I am now in videos, I'm certainly a lot thinner and less muscular than I was 4 or 5 years ago. But then I was doing a hell of a lot of intense training. I was probably training anywhere between like 3 to 5 hours a day in the gym, believe it or not. I mean, I practically lived half of my day in there whilst I was out filming with the dating coaches that were in London before they all decided to go essentially gallivanting around the world. And hang on, let me just, amazing. Very rarely do I get to come out of this road and no cars. I was doing like a crazy amount of intense training back then, and I used to do a lot of deadlifting, which is like one of the really big workouts that you can do that can make a huge impact on like losing fat and building muscle and certainly increasing testosterone, because you're really working, you know, the upper part of your legs. And I used to be able to lift about 3 times my own body weight, which I loved. So I think I was a good, what is this fan doing? So I was a good, 70-ish kilograms. I know I was about 11 stone, and I was lifting around 190, 195, which, you know, for my frame, I remember having like really big, muscular, you know, bodybuilders in the gym, and they would look at me and they'd be like, you know, fair play, mate, yeah, fair play, you know. So I kind of miss doing that level of training, and the level of commitment and intensity that it was a lot. And then of course the lockdowns hit. I lost all my routine that I had. Why is this steaming up? Hang on, let me just try and do that. My dad fiddled with my car, so I'm now... Yeah, why is that fogging up? I'll have to sort that in a moment if I get to a traffic light. So yeah, so I'm really sort of like nervous with this gym session, because this is like going to be the first time in a long time that I've actually done deadlifting, like proper deadlifting. So I've brought my belt with me, I've brought my wrist straps, and I want to give it a go. I genuinely want to know what level, or what weight I should say, I am able to lift. Now what I'm hoping is at very least I'm going to be able to do about 70 kilograms, which is roughly my current body weight. But it does make me nervous because I don't know how healed my lower back is. So I, about a year ago, before I did filming abroad with Christian, there we go, that's better. Oh, there we go, that is better. Less foggy now. Just turn that down a bit. There we go. So before I did filming abroad with Christian, where we went to like Milan, Lisbon, and where else did we go? We went to a few places in Europe. I was using my like foam roller, which isn't really foam, it's plastic and it's spiky, on my back, and I was like, oh, it feels really great. And then I decided to roll it down my back, which any personal trainer will tell you that is the most retarded thing to do. Don't roll it on parts of your spine that are too soft and can't handle rollers. And even then, if you were to do it, you only do it on a soft roller, not a plastic roller. And in the moment, I was like, oh, this feels really good. And then I messed my back up. I felt like a twinge go, and then I found over like the coming weeks my back was getting stiffer and stiffer, and then I did filming with Christian in Lisbon, I think it was. Got back and I found I could barely walk at all. I was then like trying to like relax in baths and use like Epsom salts and stuff, and I just couldn't get out. It was taking me like minutes to actually get out of bath, which is an absolute joke. Then I was watching like loads of videos on trying to figure out like how to like fix it. Maybe like, is there like stretches and stuff that I can do? And then eventually I came across a video about if you've got a dislocated tailbone and how to pop it back into place. And turned out I'd somehow dislocated my tailbone, and I've been walking around with it broken or dislocated for about 2 months. So I was in, there you go, I was in a hell of a lot of pain, and when I popped it back in, which is the most grotesque thing you can imagine, because you're before people start going like, oh, did you put your finger in your bum? No, it's not quite as near as that, but in that ridge at the top of your bum, you have to kind of like go sort of like push inwards and up, and then what I can only describe the sound was like swords sheathing. was just awful. But anyway, that's kind of like a digression. But basically, for the last year, my back has been recovering from this dislocated tailbone, and the muscles and stuff are really tight and sore. And you know, I've had to do a lot of stretching to try and fix it, but it's meant like I've had to be very, very cautious what I do in the gym. So I am excited about doing deadlifting, but I am really nervous. I'm just worried, like, at the same time that I could do my backing. So I'm going to be very cautious with it. I'm going to try and take all of the precautions that I need to make sure that I am doing it safe. But I want to do it. You know, I've got to face my fear of it. I've got to, you know, however anxious or nervous I might be, I know what I'm doing. I know how to deadlift. I know how to do the particular exercises that keep my back straight and posture correct whilst I am doing the workouts. And I just have to trust myself. And the point really with this is that, you know, you can apply the same concept to anything, that you do have to trust yourself with doing stuff. You have to trust your judgment, and you know, and if you don't know how to do something, then you have to learn all of the small intricacies that make up the issue that you're looking to solve. So if you're again struggling, well, you know, as the channel is about dating anxiety, I mean, if you're struggling with hang on, let me just turn here. If you're struggling with dating, then like what specifically are you struggling with dating? Like, is it your conversation skills? Is it your flirting and stuff? And then you can learn about it. You can learn again the intricacies of it. What makes someone attractive? What makes a conversation? What makes flirting? And then the only way you're actually going to get good at it is by facing your fear and doing it. You just have to. There's only so much talk that you can do. I can talk about how great my training used to be and where I would like to get with my body and with the weights that I want to lift, but if I don't actually do anything about it, if I don't even try it, then I'm just wasting energy just speaking about it and thinking about it, which is just pointless. You might as well actually try your hardest and get a result. I'm going to go up here. There we go. Let me just straighten that up. There we go. Cool. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a nerve-wracking session. I'm going to do it slowly because again, I don't want to risk hurting myself. But this will be the sign, or this will be telling for me if I'm ready to start taking my fitness to that next level again. And I'm really hoping it does, because I do miss doing the more intense workouts, like doing the pull-ups, doing the deadlifting, using, I don't know half the names of the machines in the gym, but the one where you're kind of like sitting on the floor and then you're using your feet on like a press thing to actually do the workouts. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll definitely update you guys later on, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and we'll see what happens. So if anything, I mean, I just kind of hope that at least it gives you just insight into, like, you know, you can be nervous and anxious about everything, but you have to take the plunge and try to see where you're at. You know, if you want to work on your dating life, or if you want to make friends and learn how to network and connect with people, you have to try. You have to just roll the dice, and you have to just put yourself out there. It's the only way you'll know where you're at. If you realize that, you know, when you're speaking to people, how horribly wrong you communicate, then at least it's something then that you can work on. You can do something about it. If you find that you're going on dates and they're just not going anywhere, then, you know, again, there's things that you can do about it. There's things that you can identify and, you know, work out what you're doing right and what's going wrong. But yeah, you have to try. If you don't, then yeah, it's you'll just be that person who will sit on YouTube and just write comments about how this doesn't work, that doesn't work, and nothing's going to get better, and instead of actually trying to be supportive of other people, or allowing people to support you, you're just essentially looking for that validation to bring people down. Which is a bit of a digression, actually, really, where I'm going with this. The point is that you've got to just, even if you're nervous, even if you're anxious, just try and do something. You'll feel much better about it yourself. And in fact, I'm going to be releasing videos this week of my first in fields, which is great, or my first street demonstrations of speaking to people, which the footage isn't great simply because my best friend didn't know how to use my camera equipment, which I did kind of like give the camera to him, and he didn't really. Yeah, I kind of like walked him through very quickly what to do, and I don't think he really grasped it. I probably needed to spend an afternoon with him, but I have at least got some demo stuff, which is great. It's not much. He got very nervous himself and anxious with doing it, and then it got to a point he was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. I think I really need some practice. And I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll put the camera away. But I've got a couple of approaches that I will put out, and then talk about really just how to warm up with speaking to people, and also just this understanding of social momentum, that you have to be doing something, even if it's wrong, even if it's not great, but you've got to be doing something to actually get somewhere. You just have to do something. So I don't quite know what this car next to me is doing. They've really eerily like pulled up to park next to me, and now I'm kind of wondering whether to open my door or not, because I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I don't quite know, but no. So I think that's where I'll call it. If anything, thank you for watching this very random live stream that I've done. I just wanted to kind of share that, what, you're going to be nervous about anything in life, but you've got to be excited about trying something with it. You've got to be excited about giving it a go, and just trying. Okay, yeah, it's just a random woman who was driving that. Fair enough. All right then, guys. Right, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll let you know how I get on in the gym later, and definitely look forward to my infields that hopefully I'll start putting out this week as well.